Lars-Erik Robinson today.
Hey, look at this guy. What up?
Glad you could join me tonight.
Oh, yeah. Cool glasses, Alex. Look at that, dude.
Yeah. I gotta come in styling,
Yeah, man. So, Alex, tell me about yourself real quick.
So I'm in the arts. I'm a painter. I'm also a caricature enthusiast. That's why I'm kind of doing
Okay.
this series. Yeah,
Mhm.
talking to caricaturists and getting some of their perspectives on the art and the history, the style, their style. Um,
Very awesome. Because you're enthusiast about it. That is really cool. All right.
yeah. And I was gonna also send you a photo, I guess. I didn't know if you wanted to draw me as I am, or
I could
is that
draw
the
you
way to
what you
go?
wear in there.
All right, yeah.
I
Either
could
way,
draw you like this right now because that's what I'm used to. You know.
okay, perfect.
So I start working now on it, and I'm gonna record this, and I can share it with you later, and you can share it on your social media if you want.
I appreciate it. So in the years you've
Do
been
you mind
doing
if I
this,
see your eyes for a little bit, and then we put those back
oh,
on? Because this is actually what I do
sure.
when I draw people. And you can put your glasses back on later, brother. Those are cool glasses, man. So let me what you asked me before we started. I actually restarted everything. First of all, thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah.
much for letting me interview you. It's really cool. And you know, basically, how I started. You asked me how I started doing caricature.
Yeah.
When I was at art school, I went there from 90 to 94 for illustration, and uh, and before that, I always drew caricatures. Basically, I was a graffiti artist in Sweden. I grew up in Gothenburg, Sweden.
Nice.
I was born in New Jersey, but when I was 8 years old, I moved over to Sweden with my mom. So I grew up in Gothenburg, Sweden. So I got involved
Wow.
with the early hip hop and graffiti art and all that kind of stuff.
That's
And
great.
yep, so I got in trouble, kind of like a little bit. My mom freaked out. Said, "I'm gonna have to do something with you." I had spray cans in my room. I went out like bomb trains, all that kind of stuff.
That's
Kind of
awesome.
crazy,
Yeah.
break dancing, all that in the mid '80s. So yeah, and my mom kind of had a breakdown, and she goes, you're gonna have to go live with your dad in Florida. I can't handle you anymore." So I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't mind going to Florida. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. And eventually, I went for a couple years of high school down here in Seminole, Florida. I went to Seminole High School, and in 11th grade, I went to Bogey over here in St. Pete, Florida. So that's where I live
Wow.
now currently.
Okay.
And you know, eventually, my dad said he was vice president of fixed income for Raymond James, and I'm luckily I had enough money for him to help me go to art school.
Right.
Yeah. So I said, okay, great. And I loved it. I had a great time at art school. Yeah, I definitely recommend to anybody. But nowadays, anybody can learn everything they want from YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But I would definitely recommend it to anybody.
Wow.
And it's art school is a great experience of being able to have a lifetime membership, lifetime like alumni membership that you can always reach out to, and you get work from them as well. Like I got several work from other graphic designers and other artists, and
Wow.
it's a great networking too. It's also not just learning; you also network with other artists, just
Oh,
like
that's
you
great.
and me are doing. So I know you and me are going to do some work together. I could tell. So you know what I'm saying. So you never know who you're going to meet in life.
So you
But you
kind of
probably have
briefly,
questions for me. So you go ahead. I keep talking, but you go ahead.
well, no, you're fine. You're fine. Because I mean, we
Yeah.
can talk all night, man.
Yep.
You said something earlier too that
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about. Like you were in art school and you'd wanted to do something serious,
Yep.
but you went into caricature, which is
Yep.
not well,
Because when I
it's
first thought of caricature back then, it was just a quick cartoon kind of drawings.
yeah,
But then I started seeing a lot of the other illustrators I admire, like C.F. Payne and um, you know, there's a lot of great artists. Like the one that's passed away too, Drew Struzan.
Drew
Like he doesn't
Struzan. I
really do
know, yeah,
caricature, but his work was amazing.
yeah,
You
I
know,
love Drew Struzan.
yeah, and I was so sad that he passed away.
I know.
Um, but what I'm saying is the technique. I am so blessed that I finally learned that because I have the technique of doing caricature, I can include that in my portrait work and my serious work. Because now when we compete with AI work, I am so thankful that with my drawing skills and with my trade that I'm able to do, I have that in my tool as a tool to be able to use it. You know,
Right,
because I know AI can take a nose and blow it up and do all this kind of stuff. But what it is like it's more of like it's also getting a feeling of what the person's like. You know, like how just sitting there drawing I can kind of send get through what I'm drawing with the personality. Through
right,
my
yeah.
caricature. And the AI, I don't think I can't do that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Not yet,
Yeah, but
but that's true. I mean,
so
it
that's
takes
why
like a
I'm
human
lucky to
on a
also
human
do gigs.
interaction.
Like majority of my work is also gigs. So
Right.
having that, I've perfected a technique while I'm drawing caricature, for example, on a whole nother note. There's studio caricatures, there's also live caricatures, and studio caricature, you get references, you try to you could repose it to do editorial cartoons, you take your own photos, all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And then like learning from other artists like Thomas Fluharty and taking mentorships, going schoolism.com, learning from other artists. Like Schoolism is a great way to learn and push yourself too. That's an online platform. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Mm.
Heard of that?
No.
But Chris Chua started it, and he has like Jason Seiler on there. He has Thomas Fluharty. He has Steven Silver. A lot of really good professional artists that you can learn from. Do
Wow.
character development, to be able to do portraits, to be able to do caricatures, learn how to paint digitally, all that kind of stuff.
And one more
So
time, what's it called?
it's called Schoolism. School
Schoolism.
ISM.
Wow.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, that took me to a whole nother level. When I took my class with Jason Seiler, for example, Seiler Paints on Instagram, hashtag, put Seiler Paints in there somehow when you're done with this. Shout out to Jason. Um, he made me, when I took the class with him, I was able to see and focus and be able to see things a whole different way.
Hmm.
He taught
Wow.
me to calm down and really search for the shapes and I don't know how to quite explain it. It's just sometimes, calm down, but also go quick. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's just a different way of seeing exaggeration and stuff like that. And then on the flip side, there's like this masterful artist like Thomas Fluharty that I remember a long time ago on Blogspot, like 25 years ago, seeing his work and seeing him grow. And now he's like doing all this blue line pencil work and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
But at the same time, getting influence from other artists is the way to push your own style, you know? So I
Yeah, I
would
believe
definitely.
that.
I mean, even when I was younger, I took tracing paper and copied all my artists that I loved. That's a great way to learn. There's nothing wrong with learning from masters and other artists that you love. You
That's
know,
true.
nothing wrong with that at all. As long as you don't like say, "Oh, I drew this," and then it's not your work, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you share it on Instagram, say, "Hey, I did a study of this artist," blah blah blah. That's cool. I think. I mean, that's a shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. I'm babbling. You're not saying nothing. So,
On that
yep.
on that subject, I recently was getting really into those There used to be an old correspondence school, the famous artists school. They had these textbooks, and they would send people these textbooks. It was people like Norman Rockwell,
Oh,
yeah, all these guys, and they would teach you exactly how to draw like them. Uh,
wow.
yeah, I
Yes.
finally found those online. I've been going through them. They're really cool. They got, man, like, and poster artists were your instructors. Frank Frazetta. Uh,
Mm,
it's just
dude.
incredible. Yeah, so I'm really fascinated now with this schoolism thing. I want to check
Yeah,
that
go
out.
check out Schoolism because there's all different things that you can learn from there. And they have a subscription thing where you can pay either almost $1,000 to have a really good mentorship with them, but it's
Yeah,
worth it. But you could also do like a $12 a month where you can see videos and you can see criticism from other people. You can go on there and watch the different learning things
this
from
thing.
people. And that's a great way to be able to learn as well, you know.
Yeah,
But you don't get necessarily the critiques from the artists themselves. Joining Patreons and like I joined Patreon with Thomas Fluharty. If you go on Patreon and look up Thomas Fluharty, he has like a good Patreon for like $12 a month. And every month we have like we hang out and draw, and then every month also he gives a theme. Like this month was doing like sumo frogs. So I was working on. So I'll show you this. So I was working on this, some sumo frogs doing like a. I don't know if you can see it, but I was painting some like sumo frogs doing like a sumo. Really cool, like just. And he went on top of that and critiqued it and told you what you could do. I don't know if you can see it.
we could see it. It's like a little bit shiny or like bright, but we can still I can still make it out. That's awesome.
So yeah. Yeah, so just doing like turning frogs into like sumo things and learning to push yourself and exaggerate, and it's always great.
And
So,
so besides Fluor, do you have any other big inspirations in the world of caricature?
inspirations. Well, I would
Influences,
say joining
inspiration.
ISCA, International Society of Caricature Artists. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I was going to ask you about that next.
Yeah, joining that organization and going to the caricature conventions, even like for example, you're a fan of it and you might not do caricature yet. Going to those kind of conventions will give you such an inspiration and thrill to be able to be in a convention room where it's open 4 nights straight, and just hang out with these artists, get drawn by them. It's mind blowing, man. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And even with me, been doing this for 35 years or whatever, I've been doing this since '94, it's almost 31 years. It's exciting every time. And now it's like I get to meet some of my friends I haven't seen for a long time, and you still learn new techniques. Like we have workshops there, so you learn new techniques. You learn how to make a business out of it. They teach you business, train, all that kind of stuff, and insurance. We talk about insurance for artists and how to help with that. It's great, you know. So I would definitely recommend joining it. It's only $99 a year for the membership, and it's you get like a newsletter sent to you, and you get part of the website. You can market yourself on there too, so people search on there and you can book yourself through that as well. And one of the biggest things back in '98 when I first joined it, there was Jack Davis from Mad Magazine was there, so they always have like guest artists come to these things, and
Yeah,
I was like everybody was so excited to meet him. He was
I'll bet.
actually there, so that was so cool. But also there was agents from all over the country that were there, like the nose.com is one of the biggest one with Tab Barney, and then they have About Faces and Goofy Faces. All these big agents that book artists, they're all there. And they see you,
That's
and I've
cool.
been getting work that way too, you know?
Wow,
So it's all about networking too and meeting other artists and agents and stuff. Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
When you started back in '94, were you working for another company? Did you start your own company?
Well, yeah, I've always had my own company, LarsER Arts and Entertainment. It was just LarsER Arts at first because my name is Lars-Erik Robinson, so it's LarsER. And the way I do my name is L, and it follows through the whole thing like an arrow. So now I do like LarsER, and that's how I sign my work. So it's kind of like a tag, and I have the L go all the way through it, and it connects with the
Nice.
R. So my graffiti mentality is still there even when I'm signing my work. And I get to tag, and it's cool. And then I get to tag my work afterwards and write my LarsER, which I will do on your sketch when I'm almost done with your drawing.
That's cool.
So, yeah,
What kind of do you do a lot of these digital characters? Like, is that
yeah.
your preferred way?
Well, that is where I make most of my money. Actually, doing trade shows is a great way. Put your glasses back on now, brother. Put those cool glasses on again. I'm gonna
All right,
draw
I'll
them
stick
in
them
there.
back on just
Yeah,
for
you can
you.
angle them down. What's that? There you go.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did you find these glasses?
Oh, gee, I don't even know. I've had these around for a long time.
You
I don't even remember anymore. I
usually wear
think
that
I
with other
must have
artists
got them.
that you interview. Is this your thing? Is this
Yeah, yeah, this is totally my thing. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to have a shtick, right?
you do, bro? You gotta have that stick. So, what was I gonna say? Digital caricatures is a great way to be able to for trade shows and business to be able to have a traffic builder basically for these trade shows because they'll come over there and you're the attraction at these events. Ladies will bring wine bottles over to them and everything, and just the way I perform at events is like a show. You know what I mean? It's not just
Yeah,
about the drawing; it's also about how you perform at these things. And my clients that I work for, I try to learn about what they do. Like, for example, this weekend coming up on the 20th, 26th, 27th, 28th, I'm working for Water Company of America. And they're hiring me to draw at Tampa Convention Center. And so I'm working like 3 different days there for them. And yeah, I have like their logo on the bottom of it, and it's projected on a screen on a portrait angle. And it's drawn on my iPad, and then I have printed out with lanyards that they will walk around with. I don't know if I have a lanyard nearby here, but you walk around with a lanyard with a 4x6 of the print. And also, we try to capture their email so that we can send them a high res artwork and thank them for visiting the booth. That gives them another opportunity to be able to connect with their clients too.
wow.
I try to learn what their companies do to all these different companies I work with. So, for example, this company goes into different cities and looks into the utilities and see if they've been having misbilling or they're losing money with different things. Like sometimes the water has been leaking somewhere and they haven't caught it or whatever, you know? So
Right.
in their billing, they're able to find that, oh, here's a major issue here, and they're saving the city a lot of money, you know? And that's the only way they get paid. So it's free for the free service to them. It's a no brainer. I
Yeah.
met them because I was working at this guy Herb Fishinger. He works for the city of Gainesville at the time, and he recommended me through when I was working for CSG, which is Cable Systems Group, and they do like bill print, and bill print is when you send an invoice out, it's full color, dynamic full color, and I draw caricatures on full dynamic caricatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a gimmick for them. So he introduced me to them when I met him there, and he's been a good client ever since. But I lost a lot of my clients after COVID.
Oh
So
man.
that is one of my biggest things that I'm trying to get back again because I'm able to get almost triple the size. I mean, I double the regular price from traditional caricatures to digital. You can get a lot more money from the digital one because there's a lot more
Really?
setup. It's a little bit more
Okay.
complicated, and they get more out of it too than just a traditional caricature. You know,
That's really interesting.
yeah.
So
So,
I mean, the pandemic, I mean, I
mhm.
assume that really hit everybody pretty hard in the
Yeah.
caricature industry. And have you seen a return? Is it bouncing back a lot now?
Oh, it's definitely bouncing back.
That's
The
good.
only thing is that I probably I what I have to do is I have to revamp my website to get these clients to be excited about booking me again. I had some of them try to reach out to me and want to book me, but then it didn't happen. So I lost a lot of my steady clients that I had for a while, but it's coming back for sure. I mean, and people are
That's
not afraid
good.
to book artists anymore. So I'm happy about that. It took 5 years or whatever. Crazy.
Gee.
What do you
I
do during
know.
COVID? What do you do during that time?
Oh, gee, it was a wild time for me. I mean, I almost hate to say it, but COVID wasn't bad for me.
Okay.
Personally, I managed to kind of get myself in a better situation than I was in.
Mm,
So
cool.
it's kind of strange, but I moved out here to the East Coast during COVID.
Okay.
Uh,
And you moved from where, sir?
well, I was on the West Coast, and I moved. I was in Seattle basically when it
Mhm.
happened. Came out to New Jersey, but I'm originally from Missouri.
Okay, so now you're in New Jersey.
And then now I'm in Philadelphia.
Now you're in
So,
Philly. All
yeah,
right.
I've been all over the place.
Cool, man.
I
Do you
I
have a
I thought
family
he
and
would.
do you have a family and such?
Yeah, they're back in Missouri.
But you're not married or any of that personal stuff.
Yeah, I'm married. Well, that's how I ended up in Philadelphia.
Okay. Cool. Don't ask me personal questions, Lars.
This is supposed to be your interview, pal.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, it's like an interview. We're learning about each other, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Cool.
So, if you weren't doing caricature, I mean, well, even if you even doing caricature, are you still doing other kinds of illustration work?
Oh, totally.
Nice.
Um, I do regular portrait work, all different kind of stuff, but um, yeah, sometimes I get asked to do without doing a caricature kind of portrait, and I have to admit, sometimes I really want to. I tell the clients, you might be a little twang of caricature in there, and it's going to make it look really unique and different. And most of them understand that because they know my Instagram, they know my work by now, and they kind of want that, you know.
Okay,
So
that's good.
I try to explain to them, says, "Oh, I want a totally realistic portrait." You can go to Photoshop and get a totally realistic portrait, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But if you have a little bit of a twang, not totally exaggerated, I don't usually do them totally exaggerated all the time. I mean,
Okay.
if I have an opportunity to, I will go crazy on it, especially at a gig or if there's a guy or something, I will. Or if they see a display, for example, at retail, or they see something on Instagram that they really like in my work, and that's what they want, that's a whole different story. But I hate when people have work displayed and then they get like something crazy like that, and that's not really what they wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if it's
Yeah.
a couple together and they're going out to eat or they're going out to have a romantic time, I don't think they want to have something crazy like that unless they know that through the display. And they say, I want that. I'd be cool, man. I want a zombie thing, man. I want to be totally blown away. And it's awesome what they could do now, man. They
I
got
know.
like this lip going over here and kind of flipping around, and it's like, I don't,
I know.
I,
I've seen some wild exaggeration.
dude,
I think I have a theory that the exaggerated caricature, the super exaggerated
yeah,
caricature, has really blown up, possibly
sure
because
has.
of ISCA.
Yeah,
People coming together and just like really wanting to go nuts, and I feel like it's
totally.
spilled out into the world, and I love
Oh,
seeing it. It's a lot of
oh,
fun.
it's great, man. It
Yeah.
and but sometimes even at ISCA, we have to put like they'll get totally perverted. They'll have like a flap over it where they got totally like X-rated caricature stuff. Or they'll
Wow,
have like really detailed stuff and it's whatever. It's
that's
coming right
nuts.
at you. This guy
Wow.
Dan, look up Dan Dunn, Dan Dunn. His work is like, and he has a little more of a personal, private Instagram page too, where you see all these real exaggerated stuff. And he had to put a flap over his stuff and write, like be careful. Like I know, way it's definitely interesting that
That's
the world we're in
wild.
now with caricature is cool, man. I would recommend you get into it more. I mean, I saw your work and it's really cool. It's really pop artish, and I like your
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
art background. But I can see you kind of using that pop art style and really trying to learn and push your work further than just portrait pop art. Because I know you
Yeah, it's
can.
true.
It looks like you're kind of projecting a photo onto your canvas and painting your pop art style, right? Is that kind of?
Yeah, that's
Can you
kind of how
explain
I
to? Is
do.
that kind of how you style? But I would
Yeah,
recommend
yeah.
you try to like push yourself now and take that pop art style and do caricature work, dude. And I'm challenging you to do it. You got it.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
you
be
got
cool.
to, man. You got it. Awesome.
So I've got another question for you. Random question, crazy question of the night. Do you have
Oh,
any
crazy.
what do you think caricature means? Do you think it has a great meaning?
Well, to me, is the meaning of caricature is to push the likeness even further. That's what the meaning is, and pushing the way that, and also really showing how their personality is. That's another meaning, like bringing out their personality and bringing out the likeness even more. So if you're able to accomplish that, that's what caricature is to me. You know,
Okay.
that's for studio work or trying to do the work, but also caricature can mean just totally awesome art entertainment, artainment. And I had that as my
Artainment.
business, all around artainment back in the day in the yellow pages. I tried to do all around artainment, so it was AA artainment. It was like I started, I did that because caricature is totally an art entertainment thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right on that.
Mm-hmm.
Caricature is kind of unique too because it's very entertaining and it's very
Mm-hmm.
artistic. It
Yeah. Totally, man.
yeah, I never wow.
Yeah, that's how you have to look at it. Yeah.
How much has your style changed since you got started?
Oh, that is actually a very question. Like sometimes I don't even know if I have a style, but then some people say, "Yeah, you definitely have." I can tell right off the bat it's a Lars style. Um, I think I kind of more confident now with my line work. Like I can go right with the ink line and just do it. But when I actually, how do I explain it for my style? That's something you probably have to ask somebody else that's known me a while and know my work over the years, right? Is that I don't know how to say it.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm a little bit more skilled than I was, but I'm humble still because like I suck compared to other people. Like you got to be humble in this world. You won't make it. You know. So, what about
Well,
you? How do you feel? How long you been painting now? Your work?
just a couple years.
Just a couple years, dude. That's great. Two
Thank you.
years.
Yeah, yeah. Almost three now.
Wow, man. Good job. Your
Oh,
work
thank
is
you.
wonderful.
Oh, I
Only two
appreciate that.
years. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I didn't paint for a long time. I'm one of those weird people. Like I always knew I was a painter, but I didn't touch paints until recently because I didn't think I'd be able to do it or anything. So
Weird
I was
people.
doing other
Now
stuff.
go on that. What do you mean you're weird? You're an artist. That's what is wrong with that? You're not weird, bro.
Uh,
We're just having a good time, you and me, bro. It's good. I'm almost done with the caricature. I'm gonna try to do some of these squiggle stuff in the background too.
oh, nice. That's gonna be great then. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see this.
so, is anybody else in your family artist or
Uh, no, not really. I mean, my dad plays music. I was doing music for
okay?
a long time.
So you
It's
play
art,
music too?
you know. Yeah, yeah, I used to. I was doing music for about 20 years.
Jeez.
And then yeah, I just couldn't make it work, It was just like lots and lots of time investment and nothing ever happened. And
Yeah.
once I started to do art, it's like everything just started blowing up, like visual
I
art.
see you're getting a lot of good connections. Are you in a lot of galleries and stuff like that? Is it? That's
I
good.
don't know. I wouldn't say I'm in a lot of galleries. I've
Yeah.
I've had a couple solo shows at random spots, the
Mm-hmm.
gallery,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still just trying to build things up, try to get a business going here.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
I had another question for you.
Oh,
where is um like where's the best place for people to find your work, book you, things like that? I've always got to include that question because I like to stick
good.
your links on the video.
Well, yeah, my Google page has been doing really well. I get a lot of good reviews on my Google page. LarsER Arts and Entertainment is what you search for. LarsER Arts and Entertainment, and you just search that in Google. But also, if you, I can give you my Popl link. It shows you all my different. It's my digital card. Shows you all
Oh,
my
okay.
different social medias like LarsER Artist. LarsER Artist is Instagram and Facebook, and those are the different ones where you could kind of see my work. But I
Nice.
also have a Behance page too, where that's my portfolio with through Photoshop, where that is where a lot of my kind of digital work is. But I closed down my LarsER Arts. I used to have LarsER Arts, and I kind of closed that down because I'm trying to I'm gonna redo that, and it's been almost a year now, and it's like once I found this like Popl digital card, it's been
Yeah.
working great. It has a
Yeah.
link to all the different sites and different things, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, so,
What's on the horizon for you? Um,
I am actually working on my horizon right now is something I am passionate about. I haven't come out with my own book, but I
oh,
want to do
nice.
like a cook art podcast where I interview different artists and what they like to eat real quick in the studio. And I want to take that once I get enough podcast interviews with people. I want to take that and put it into a book. At the end of my own book, my story about myself and what I've been doing and showing some of my work and why I feel that because I also been a chef for 30 years. As long as I've been an artist, I've been a chef. That happened when I went to art school. So when I went to art school, I was basically cooking in the cafeteria and I liked it because I was able to take care of people immediately of something they really like. And I actually like food too. And I'm able to do that immediately right in front of them. Just like drawing a caricature, basically, I'm doing a service for someone.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, I've always felt like that's really cool. Like you're able to take care of somebody's, what they really need at the same time. But I'm also like now I work for Airmark and I in the mornings from 5 until like 1:30, and I'm off weekends, off holidays. And that gives me my opportunity to be able to go out and do gigs and do my studio work, you know, stuff like that. So what's immediately coming up for me is working on that book, and I want to connect with people that can help me make that happen. Basically, like I want to find different people that can help organize how I can make this book. And a lot of artists say that you should use AI, to write because I like AI for writing. I have to admit to you, I don't like it
Yeah.
with the art because it obviously it's like stupid. Like for me, it's stupid because I don't mean it's stupid. I wish they would recognize the artists that they're merging together, even if it's 100 different artists that they're merging. Why can't they at least say if they're buying it at least, yeah, this is who we used, and then when you go to share it, we can at least have a link to say this is the artist that we used to make this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Do you understand?
like a reference library almost of like this is what
Yeah,
was
yeah. I'm
that'd
just
be
saying,
good. Yeah.
but somebody told me that's impossible. We can't do that. That's not true. There must be a way to be able to
What?
that whatever that program is that's merging the stuff together, and wherever they're getting influence from online, right? They're getting them from online, all the different images. Obviously, they're going online and merging all this together. Why is it they can't do that? Do you know? Have you spoken to other people about that? Yeah,
I have never heard that they can't do it. I
yeah.
just don't know anything about why they haven't or what.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be in the camp that said it's impossible because it's like they used to say AI was impossible. Now we have AI, so what you're telling me
Yeah.
it's impossible to reference in it?
Hmm. And I go back
But
again and say, what do we say to young artists now that deal with AI and try to make it a business now with special illustration work? Or I don't necessarily think it applies to fine artwork yet, and it
right.
might because people are doing stuff together and say, yeah, it was my I told this to do that, and then we'll print that out, and then they'll try to just maybe put some maybe they're putting like all this like acrylic mediums on it to make it thick and all that stuff, right? And printing
Yeah.
it out and say, oh yeah, this is kind of my art. I just put some acrylic stuff on it and made it thicker and all this stuff. Like that's probably happening,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right? It's
Well, I mean,
stupid.
with a lot of the stuff that I do right now, I try to
Hmm.
incorporate some AI.
Okay.
So I do twists kind of original with AI and things and try to
Mm.
use it as reference in places. And
Really?
I had somebody telling me, but of course, again, like my stuff is I'm trying to bill it as fine art. It's not
Yeah,
illustration work.
yeah.
Um,
You haven't had an opportunity to do illustration work. Has anybody ever asked you to
uh,
pay
you
something
know,
for an illustration work?
I did have I'm trying to think. There was one time somebody approached me about doing illustration,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never really
Political? Was it a political illustration piece or what was it? Just curious.
no, it was for a company doing
Mhm.
poison ivy control.
There you go. Did you do it?
Yeah, I sent him some sketches and we talked about it, and then I painted something for him and it was cool.
Very
But I
good.
but I haven't done that consistently because I don't know. I feel like with illustration, I think the problem I have is like I don't like to change things that I've done. I like to come up with ideas and do something. And I think the whole idea of like a client's like saying, "Oh, well, could you fix this or do that or something?" It just kind
You
of
didn't like
I don't
that,
think
huh?
I could be an illustrator. I think it'd be too hard to do that.
Okay.
But
It
I
does
but the,
take
the
thick
the
skin
funny
to be
thing
able to
about it is
get
I
people.
love illustration. I love
Yeah.
illustration.
Yeah. Awesome. So
Illustrating art's
what is
great.
your Instagram handle again?
I'm at A Spalding Art.
Okay. Ace
ASPALDING.
ASP. I'm writing it on here. ASP.
ALDINGART.
Aspalding. What is that the after the G?
ART.
ART. Cool. Yeah, boy. Sweet. Very cool, man.
So what was it? What were
Yeah.
some of your hip hop influences? Were you like a b-boy
Okay,
out in
here we
Sweden?
go. There you go. What was my hip hop influence? Beat Street, when I first saw that back in the day. That just
Nice.
threw me to a whole nother level. Um, Spray
Classic.
can art, like Subway spray can art. Let me show you. Like here's a Subway art, big
Nice.
version of it. And when I saw that when that first came out, that was amazing. So you see all this graffiti work, you know. Look, that I even have a pose like this with pink, like this. You see all this like Dondi and
Nice.
like this is a bigger version of the Subway spray can art. Whole trains, and you know. So I like doing lettering too. Sometimes I'll just break down and just start doing some graffiti lettering.
Man.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Is there
I
like
don't think the graffiti's ever going to get out of me. I'm always going to be a graffiti artist. I'm always going to have that itch to be able to go do it. But now, like to be honest with you, like I'm a believer and I'm Christian now, and I would have a little bit of the Holy Spirit would work in me if I went out and did something totally illegal again. Like it's not totally great for me to be able to do that anymore.
right?
So
Is there an intersection between graffiti art and street art and
totally,
caricature?
yes. So it was funny. I got interviewed when I went back to Sweden. And they interviewed me when I was over there in Gothenburg, Sweden. I had an interview like in live in a spray can store, like a graffiti spray can store they have over there. Because
Yeah,
I was pretty well known in the '80s over there as one of the pioneers in the mid. When I was like
that's
12
awesome.
in 1983, I was 12 in 1983, so I was doing graffiti art back then, right? And I was one of the very first ones in Gothenburg. So they interviewed me. And what they asked me is like, how do you think that he asked me the same question? How do you think graffiti art has affected what you're doing now? I said, when I go set up and do caricatures, like if I busk or if I go set up doing retail, I feel it's similar, man. It feels like I'm letting my mark out there just by doing the caricature real quick and hanging it out. Just because it's on paper and I'm handing it to them, I'm still getting my name out there. I'm tagging and getting it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
as many as you could do and get your name out there and caricature, if you can get your stuff out there, at least I'm getting up, and that's
yeah.
what it is. When you tag and you're getting up. And yeah, so that's a comparison
Wow.
to it. And then when
Wow.
you're able to write their name on it, like a lot of people don't write their names on the caricatures anymore, like the name of the person. It was cool doing like bubble letterings of their names on it because you're able to do like a throw up kind of bubble lettering on as their name.
Yeah,
And I'm still old school with that, where I actually like doing their name on it,
that's
you know?
awesome. Yeah.
So that's another comparison to graffiti art. And then just the line work in itself, like outlining the piece and adding highlights and doing these quick, like these digital caricatures are cool because like it's similar to doing graffiti art because you're doing the airbrushing and you can, there's different tools in there to kind of make it look like airbrush, you know, or
Yeah,
I like the more brush texture. I like seeing the sketch more through the work. But so yeah, so there's a lot of comparison to it. Yeah.
that's awesome. Even trickier question then for you. Is there an
Oh,
intersection between food and caricature? Do you
totally.
exaggerate?
Yes. There's certain steps to do food, right? There's
Yeah,
certain ways to start it. And you get all your basics together. Um, there's recipes, different things to do it. There's steps to do an art too. Like there's thumbnails, there's sketches, um, there's getting silhouettes of how the shape looks and all that. And now it's the same with food. Like if you're doing a plate presentation, and the way you do the plate presentation, you have a garnish on there or whatever. There's a whole bunch of definitely is similarities to it, you
wow.
know, because when you're doing caterings, for example, and the way you decor the caterings, you can make that look like art too. You know, art is in everything we have all around us. It's just
It's
that
all connected.
it's
Yeah.
all connected. Everything. Yeah, totally. You ready to see a caricature?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Oh man, what? That's nuts.
Cool.
Man,
I'm
that's
gonna send it
awesome.
to you, man.
I really appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna
Man,
save
it's
it
a
as a
great
video
one.
too, and you
Yeah.
can share it on your social media and everything. You like it? Cool.
Man, it's awesome. Great. That's great. That's a
Welcome.
fantastic one.
Yeah. So, so other artists that you talked with, did you have such a good time with everybody else as much as you had with me?
Well, hey, I can't answer that question,
Okay,
man.
there you go.
I
Good.
have a great time with everybody.
Yeah,
But yeah,
amen. That's right.
it's been exceptional talking to you tonight.
Wonderful. So have you been publishing these interviews yet, or are you just building up some
Yeah,
things?
well, okay. So for a little while, I was just building them up, but I finally got a good chunk of them published up on
Okay.
YouTube.
Cool.
And
So I'm gonna
right
check that
now,
out.
yeah, I'm gonna send you the link, of course. Especially
Nice.
whenever this goes live, I'll send you a
Yeah.
link too.
Nice.
Well, I
So
guess,
are you let me ask you, are you gonna take
yeah.
on my challenge and try to do your caricature work?
I mean, if you're gonna challenge me, I got to, right?
Yeah. So now you gotta kind of take my picture and try to do caricature painting of me, man. I'll be honored. Or a
Okay, then I
sketch at
will.
least. You don't have to do a painting.
Well, I like to work in paint. I feel like more comfortable with paint and shape and color than I do
Very
line.
cool. Yeah.
That's the trouble I've had
But you
sometimes with
don't
line.
sketch much, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't
So
sketch much.
before you do your painting, I recommend you do some little thumbnail, those little sketch ideas before you do your paintings. All right. You need to like think about, okay, how before you start doing it, just go right on to doing the painting. You should always do a little thumbnail, those small sketches before you paint. All right.
Always.
Always. You should always do that, bro.
Well, how big? How big of a
It
thumbnail
could
do you
be a
think?
little small. It could be like a little small little sketch. Just in a little sketchbook. Get a moleskin sketchbook. Just figure out your placement and all that kind of stuff. Thumbnail sketches mean that you just want to see how it looks on the page, right?
Right.
That's what it basically is. How does the eye move around the page? Even though it's just a portrait, how does it carry? How does it carry your eye through the portrait? Does it keep your interest? Does this like one art? Does this one movement of the brushstroke bring it back into the page? You know, the viewer. You know,
Okay.
is it just gonna be an A frame composition or is it gonna be an S composition? Do you ever think that way? Or you just think, oh, I'm just
Mm.
gonna draw a portrait and that's it? Do you have other
Usually,
think that way or no?
I I I never think about composition. In fact, for a while I was always thinking that composition didn't really matter. Like there was no such
It
thing as like
it
a
does. Well, composition can be the way your brush strokes are bringing the person back into the page. Like for example, if you're painting the painting, right? And you're just kind of doing all the angles going out, going to that, going over. People are going to pass by it and just go, okay, I'm not looking at it anymore. But if you can keep their interest to kind of go back into it again, so oh look, that one arm is kind of bringing that over, or this brush stroke is bringing me back into the painting. Cool, how that kind of arm is just fading out. Not everything is detailed. Like this one eye is kind of detailed, but this one's kind of just totally like in the underpainting, right?
right, yeah.
It's all those kind of things. Can you see the sketch work in the bottom? Can you see like the sketches through the underpainting? Leave a lot of underpainting and just really paint out one area and then leave another area all just fade it out. That's all part of composition, keeping people interested in the painting. Are you
What
learning something, brother?
hey, I learned something new every day.
Yeah. Just because I'm a caricature artist doesn't mean I don't think about those things when I'm drawing something, you know?
Do you paint as well? Do you
Yes, I sure do. I
that's
do a lot
great.
of paintings actually. I can get something to show you big
Yeah,
painting.
yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on a
Bring
second.
some out. I want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm painting. Um, Here's a skateboard with like a painting
Oh,
of it.
nice. Oh man.
That's like a skateboard that I did of that. So it's a painting. Um,
What'd you use to paint that?
it's on a skateboard. It's acrylic, and I
Acrylic,
kind of
okay.
left some of the wood coming through. So I use acrylic. That's acrylic right there. Hold on a second. Here's more of a. This is a bad copy, but that's kind of like a
Oh
portrait.
wow.
That's like more of a charcoal portrait. That's a copy of it. Here is a really interesting kind of painting.
Man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
If you look close at that, you can see all the details in that face. See it?
Wow.
Try not to get this glare to go on there. But anyway, so that's a cool painting, and I use it like mostly reds in that. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
thanks, man.
You were talking earlier about ISCA, the ISCA
Mhm.
convention, how they'll bring some like famous people in. Man, it would have been great to see Kevin Nealon. I was
Oh,
really
yes.
enjoying his work.
I am so proud of him. And
I know.
that guy Jason Seiler is the one that kind of brought him out and brought it having interested in getting. Now Jason Seiler is doing stand up comedy, so it's kind of
Wow.
crazy. Hold on one second. Hold on. I got some more stuff here. All right, here's It's not really I designed my own price list. So let me see if I can go like this. So I designed my own price list with my prices, for example, right?
Right.
And then and then that's kind of neat to kind of show and integrate my caricature stuff and kind of show how the different prices and stuff.
Man, that's a well-designed price list.
Yeah, right.
That's fun to look at.
Yeah. So then I also included on the side of it. It shows $15. You get like a line drawing, right? And for $20, you get a line drawing with shading. And then for 30, you get a full body. But for 30, I mean for 30, the other one's 20, and then so on. Then a whole portrait thing is, that price. So I think that's kind of cool to show, like, the different ways how it would look and what price it would be.
Yeah.
You know,
What's the most popular for you?
when I do the retail caricatures,
Yeah, if you do retail, what do people always go for?
they always go for the cheaper thing most of the time. But then
Oh man.
they do the black and white line drawing. But I'm able to convince them usually for a little bit of shading in there for $5 more, like to do the shadows a little bit. But when I do the gig caricatures, I always use like nowadays the Crayola markers are great. Like the Crayola black markers have great
Yeah.
line quality to them. And then I have a graphite stick, like a lead that I like for my blacks.
Yeah.
But I used to use I like art sticks too for coloring. But now the Prisma art sticks, they don't even make them anymore. So now they have these ones. Now
Neocolor.
Neo colors is what I like too. That's what kind of use instead of art sticks now. Yep.
Nice.
I always do little touches of like, so I do some shading, little touches of red, just kind of make it pop from the black and white drawings. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Were you what were you using before the Crayolas?
Um, Before the Crayola markers, oh, design marker used to have they used to have a really great marker. And then after that was Marquette's
Oh
out of
yeah.
Canada, but then they ruined the tips on those. Chart Pack was the next one, Chart Pack sketch marker. But then recently they made them so like so much ink comes out of them. Like it really too much ink comes out now. It's almost like it's a. I mean, the tip is like also too big. It's not fine tip, and then because it's so much ink comes through the new tip, it soaks it up in the paper so much.
Mm.
I don't know how to explain it. They just ruined the tip on that one now too, and they're constantly ruin our stuff that we like. Like they will take away the art sticks, which are great, and now like you can't keep your Crayola markers in the car because they'll melt. These Neo sticks, you have to
Yeah.
take them out of your car every day. Like they will just melt, especially here in Florida. So we're constantly dealing with trying to find different things. You can use if you studio work is Copic markers great,
Yeah.
but they're really brush strokey and they're kind of difficult to handle with all the way how much brush stroke they are. They're almost it's a little bit hard to handle those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as artists, we're always dealing with different mediums that are like we get comfortable with it and then they change something stupid. But if
It's
you're a
true.
decent artist, you could pick up anything and just use it, you know. But I definitely don't use Sharpies. Sharpies is like if somebody's using a Sharpie, are you kidding me? You can't get the thick and thin lines. And like I don't understand how they're doing that. Some people use it take a chisel marker and you do the outside and then they take another marker and it's like I don't it's that looks so fake. I don't like anything that will look fake, like plastic
Mm.
looking. When the digital art first came out, it looked so fake and plastic and I didn't want my work to look like that. So I always try to push
Yeah.
my work to look painterly, but look like it hasn't been done digital. And now with Procreate and Photoshop and all that kind of stuff, they have so many brushes now to help with that. But back in the day, I just try to use like the Photoshop brush with the texture, the number 24 Photoshop brush. It's that one was like the standard that I use for everything, you know. But do you ever paint digital yet? No.
Uh, no, I just don't have any of the equipment around, to
Oh,
do
okay.
it. It'd be cool, but it's just
Hmm.
out of my range. I spend too much on paint.
Here's another really cool one. That's one of the
Oh,
ones I did at
nice.
ISCA. See it?
Wow.
That's the reference, and then you like goes way up there. So that shows the perspective, right? And then yeah.
Are you going to ISCA this year?
And no, they're actually probably happening right now. It's in Los Angeles. It's in LA this year. I know I'm not going to it
Yeah.
this year. This couple, they couldn't do the wedding, so instead of having, do you see it? It's like a wedding.
Yeah.
Instead of hiring me to do their wedding down here in Florida when the storm came, I convinced them to just have me do a portrait for them, like do this commission.
Wow.
So that was neat. That was special.
Well, I hope you'll send me information on this book you're doing too whenever it gets
Yeah,
released.
and if you know of any right editors or anything that can help me make this happen, then send them my way. There's
Yeah,
anybody
I
out
will.
there.
Yeah. I don't know anybody, but if I hear of anybody, I'll keep you in mind.
Appreciate it so much, Alex.
Of course.
Yeah, it's such a great time talking to you, and I know you're
Yeah.
going to do well, and I can't wait to see what you're going to make as well. And your challenge is on, buddy.
My challenge is on. Yeah, I'll
Because I
send you
drew a
something.
picture for you, so now you're gonna have to draw. You do something back for me.
Man. Yeah,
Ah,
well,
man,
I'm
come
gonna
on,
have
dude.
I'm gonna have fun trying.
Yeah, there you go.
Send it to you.
Thank you so much again for letting me talk with you, and hope
Yeah,
we can keep in touch. And good luck
of
with
course.
your YouTube channel podcast. And any artists out there that want to ask any more questions for me, I'm always available. Hopefully, he's going to send my link in this YouTube interview. And thank you
Yeah.
guys so much, man.
Thank you. I appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, bud.
Yeah, have a great rest of your night, Lars.
You too, bud. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.